Hello, brother, Shakespeare fans. Well, I used to do lots of reviews on my blog on the internet, reviews of comic books mainly. I was complaining about the neoliberal cultural programming which is going through the books, and which doesn't seem to be questioned by anyone. I did it for, how long did I do those reviews for? Maybe a year. But I found that I was repeating myself. The comics weren't changing, I was saying the same thing. So time to move on, time for me to write my own books, which is what I did. You can find my book called The Dogman Conspiracy, available on Amazon Kindle. I'm writing a new one now, which I'll be continuing after this video, called Cut, a black metal novel, which is about a demonic influence behind a black metal band who, you know, get big and get very famous very quickly. But this review thing that I used to do, stopped doing it. But I've come out of retirement for you know, one time only for this special, because I went to London. Where I got that perfume, Dylan Blue, which is my last video, and I went to the Globe to see Macbeth. I saw the performance on, I think it was the 27th, yeah, 27th of July, during the afternoon, about 2:30 in the afternoon, and it was unbearably hot. I was sitting at the front left. If you're on stage, I'll be on the right, but the sun seemed to be shining directly down on the seat where I was sitting, so I occasionally I stood up from my seat and went and stood up in the yard just to get away from the sun. But it was so hot. I've never been so hot, and that was very distracting. Hard to concentrate on the stage when you're melting, basically. Plus, the helicopter kept buzzing over, and it seemed to buzz over every time one of the actors was, you know, really doing a quiet bit, a quiet monologue, or a very important plot element was going on. The helicopter, bzzz, over, you know, over the globe, which is open air if you haven't been there before. So when a helicopter passes over, that's all you hear. You just hear the helicopter, and you think, what's the guy on stage saying? I don't know. But everyone there has seen Macbeth a million times before, so they know exactly what's going on. So I guess they weren't too you know, inconvenienced by it all. But it was the first time that I've seen Macbeth. I read the synopsis on SparkNotes, so I knew what was going on. I knew where the plot was progressing into, except the end. I didn't want to spoil it for myself. But I was getting confused as the play was going on because of the heat, because of the helicopter. I was starting to get a little bit confused about who was who. I mean, it was obvious who Macbeth was and Lady Macbeth, but some of the other characters started to confuse me, particularly because they were supposed to be men, but they were being played by women. But women, do you know when women act like men in a comedy manner, put on a manly voice like that? Well, that's what the actresses playing men were doing, and it was really weird because they were very feminine, you know, females pretending to be men, and all the male actors going, "Oh, buddy," you know, it's like Blackadder, where they, you know, where that character Bob is obviously a woman. But all the people are treating him, particularly Blackadder's treating him like a man. So it was that kind of situation, but with no deliberate comedy going on there. So I was confused about who was who. I was hot, and the helicopter. But then as I thought back on the play, I started to realise that there was problems with the staging. It wasn't just the you know, the heat and the helicopter, and the women playing, you know, the roles of men. There was a little boy on stage. Really, you know, really little boy, I don't know, about 4 or 5. He just kind of looked lost. I don't think he was even dressed in period costume or anything. He was just like wandering around, and the characters would like nod to him and stuff, but it was never referenced in any of the dialogue. So you're constantly thinking, what's that kid doing there? Is he Macbeth's son? And at the end of the play, the kid he pops on the throne and takes the crown, and everyone looks around and goes, ha 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 ha. But it doesn't seem to be a part of the play. It's like the actors are looking at him, so there's this disconnection from the little boy and what's going on in the play. It doesn't seem to fit. It was like he was someone's son who sort of popped along with the actors because the actor couldn't get a babysitter for the day. So that was a director's thing. It wasn't, the little boy wasn't in the original. I've heard there wasn't a little boy wandering around the stage in the original. That was something that the Iqbal Khan decided to do, and it didn't work. It was confusing to me, and it was jolting. It took you out of the play. Do you know when you want to really get involved in a movie or a wrestling match, you want to like lose yourself into it, have this sense of suspension of disbelief. you can never get that with a little boy wandering around the stage. It always took you out of it. The main guy playing Macbeth, man, he was spitting all over the place. I would not have liked to be at the front of the aisles. Every word was roar, roar, roar. He obviously had huge admiration for the words of Shakespeare, but I didn't feel that he was connecting on any deeper level. It was all blasted out, and it was a very melodramatic performance with no interior emotion being expressed. About a year ago, maybe a bit longer, I saw Merchant of Venice with Jonathan Pryce as Shylock, and his performance, you really got the sense for looking at him. It was really understated, but really, really intense. The facials, the mannerisms, the body language, just the acting. It wasn't over the top. It was all, your eyes were drawn to him because it was really intense in everything that he was doing. You could feel the emotional pain and the conflict that was going on within the character. You believed the character was Shylock. When I looked at the character of Shylock, I did not see Jonathan Pryce. I saw Shylock. And when I looked at Macbeth, I didn't see Macbeth. I saw the guy playing Macbeth, if that kind of makes sense. What else can I say? The Lady Macbeth. A strange performance. Mixed, almost bored housewife ambition with comedy, which I don't know if it worked particularly well. I don't know what she was going for. She wasn't so much as a tragic figure, more of a bored comedic one. And the relationship she had with Macbeth, I didn't feel there was a passion there between them. I couldn't buy them as boyfriend and girlfriend. No, it was very hot in the theatre, but their relationship was very cold. Sorry about that one. And what else was there? The heroes. I didn't feel the heroes were strong. They were very wet, very reluctant. I know that might play on to what happens next, because at the end of the play, Macbeth is deposed as the king, and you're supposed to believe that the next king is going to be just as useless and corrupt and ruthless as Macbeth. But when you're watching a play, like I go back to the wrestling match analogy again, you want for the best wrestling match, you have a strong bad guy and a strong good guy. You're obviously supposed to go for the good guy. I know that's what you're supposed to do. I know in these days, Steve Austin, post Steve Austin, that people like the bad guys, but you aren't supposed to like the bad guys. You're supposed to like the good guys, and the bad guy is supposed to be something that you really despise. In Macbeth, yeah, I dislike the guy, but he was this kind of weak and pathetic guy, and the heroes who were going against him were also kind of weak as well. So you had weak good guys and weak bad guys fighting against each other, and when everyone's weak, you don't particularly care about what's going on. You kind of feel ambivalent towards the whole lot of them, really. The witches. Someone's gonna. Everyone's commenting about the witches, or the three weird sisters. That's the point, really. 3 weird sisters they're supposed to be, and in this performance there were 4 of them. So you're constantly thinking, why is there 4 of them? What's going on here? They had this new puppet show sort of thing going on. It was kind of gothic. It just looked hot. Because I was watching it during the day, perhaps it lost some of the mystique about it. Maybe if you watched it at night, the whole thing would have worked better. Plus, they had a singer blaring all the words of the witches. That might have worked better at night as well. Might have given it a bit more of an atmosphere. During the daytime, all I was thinking was, I can't understand what this singer's saying. She's giving these prophecies to Macbeth. This is important plot information. Like I said before, everyone in the audience obviously already knew the plot. I was struggling to hear what the singer was saying, so I was just getting confused, and lost. And at the end of the play, something really strange happened. The little boy got onto the throne, and everyone went, ha ha ha, like I said before. But after that, Macbeth, who was supposed to be dead, and Lady Macbeth, who was supposed to be dead, all these deaths were shown off stage, by the way. So I don't know why you would not want to have a big dramatic death on stage, but they chose not to. I found that odd. Macbeth came back on stage, and all the characters, all the good guys, all the bad guys, had a little dance and a sing, and on the audience went, yeah. So they were kind of saying that everything that you've just watched was just a play. It was meaningless. Don't take it too seriously. So it sort of diminished everything that came before. I think they were trying to finish the play on a high point, because perhaps it would have fallen a bit flat. But the audience loved it. I think the audience would have loved anything really. About a quarter way into the play, one of the actresses, playing to the crowd, had a go at Donald Trump. She called Donald Trump Satan, and as soon as she did that, everyone in the crowd, as you would expect, being the liberal, tolerant drips that they are in London and the Globe, went, "Yay! Donald Trump is Satan! Yay!" Completely unaware, as a real Satan, Hillary Clinton's, probably giving a speech as that was going on. All that social justice lies, nonsense. Really demonic person, Hillary. If she's the president of America, she'll probably be the most evil president in the entire history of America. Yet everyone in the globe would agree that Donald Trump is actually the evil one, the multi-billionaire, massively successful businessman in his 70s, who has nothing to gain. He's not going to become a dictator. Why would you become a dictator in your 70s after a successful business career? No, he wants to put something back. He wants to help people out. Wants America to be successful again. But because he's rich and because he's white, he's Satan, and everyone at the globe agrees. Oh God, yeah. I've said a bit more about all this stuff in my review. I'll leave a link down below to the written review. It's a bit self-indulgent. It's a bit long, but I think it makes a point. My conclusion at the end of watching Macbeth, and I don't know if this was a deliberate thing from the director, Iqbal Khan, but he seemed to be saying that none of this means anything, and that's kind of justified, because there's a part of the play which I'll read out right now, which is a line spoken by Macbeth, where he says pretty much the same thing. That life is just a silly play, we're all playing roles, and it all means nothing. That's a very nihilistic, despairing way to look at the world, but it's a way of looking at the world which comes from the atheist left, which is what I'd expect from the liberals at the Globe Theatre. I'll just read out the quote now from Shakespeare, and I'll end my review. Right, here we go. This is from Shakespeare. Shakespeare's Macbeth. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets its hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. That's how I felt about my experience watching Macbeth for the Globe on the 27th of July 2016. If that's what Iqbal Khan was going for, then I guess he succeeded. Okay, thanks for checking out my video. Do not obey the hat. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.